So what Mars Insight Lander is going to allow us to do is really map the inside of Mars. This is an important mission, not just for the United States, but an important mission for the world, so we can better understand why planets change and ultimately understand even more about our own planet. I think the one thing that really excites everybody is a question that we ask ourselves over and over again, which is, are we alone in the universe? Is there potential for life on a planet that's not our own? And one of the things that we want to do with Mars 2020, which is going to launch during the next window we have to go to Mars, is understand if there was a potential, or maybe even Mars might have at one time hosted life. If we want to get as much science as we can, as fast as we can, we need to get really good at using robots. We're going to have robotic missions to the moon before we have humans go to the moon, so that we can get the most out of our human science missions. And that's true on Mars as well. This president and vice president are very committed to getting America back to the surface of the moon as fast as possible. Earth, because we live here. And it's the only planet we know that can host life, so we better take care of it. When I was 5 years old, they made us draw what we wanted to be when we grew up, and I drew a picture of an airplane. I had a picture of myself there wearing a hat that I thought airline pilots wore. As a pilot in the Navy, I became very dependent on space-related capability. And a lot of the technologies that come from NASA have multiple uses and have transformed the way we live our lives. So people say, why are you interested in space? I think the question is, why wouldn't you be interested in space? It's critical to our everyday lives. So this is a critical mission for our country. It's a critical mission for the world. These are some of the brightest minds that our country has. We've got great international partners, and our nation is grateful, and in fact the world is grateful for their service.
Our newest mission to Mars is on its way. Vice President Pence visits our Jet Propulsion Laboratory and observing our planet's ever-changing water cycle. A few of the stories to tell you about this week at NASA.
Liftoff of the Atlas V.
Our InSight mission to Mars launched May 5th from California's Vandenberg Air Force Base. Set to land on Mars in November, InSight will be the first mission ever to probe deep beneath the surface of Mars to learn more about how all rocky planets and cosmic bodies, including Earth and its moon, first formed. Also making the trip is a first-of-its-kind deep space technology experiment that will use a pair of CubeSats to test new communications and navigation capabilities for future missions, and may even aid communications for the InSight mission. Following the launch, our new administrator, Jim Bridenstine, called to congratulate the InSight team for a job well done.
This is a big day. We're going back to Mars. We did it from the West Coast, which is a first ever. This is an extraordinary mission with a whole host of firsts. It's important for our country. It's also important for the world, and it really establishes American leadership in a lot of ways.
Vice President Mike Pence and his family got a first-hand look at InSight's former home on Earth, our Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, during a tour on April 28th. During a stop at the center's mission control, the Vice President's daughter, Charlotte, sent a command to the Mars Curiosity rover 80 million miles away. Other tour stops included JPL's Mars Yard and a building where hardware for the next Mars rover, Mars 2020, is coming together. The Gravity Recovery and Climate Experiment Follow-On, or GRACE-FO mission, is gearing up for a launch May 19th from California's Vandenberg Air Force Base. The mission's pair of new spacecraft will observe our planet's ever-changing water cycle, ice sheets, and crust, continuing the work of the first GRACE mission, which ended 15 years of operations in 2017. On May 2nd, we announced the successful demonstration of a new nuclear reactor power system designed for space. The prototype for the kilopower reactor using Stirling technology experiment converts heat from a reactor core into electricity and could potentially produce enough electrical power to enable long-duration crewed missions to the Moon, Mars, and destinations beyond. The experiment was conducted in collaboration with the Department of Energy from November 2017 through March 2018. Our Galileo mission ended in 2003, but newly resurrected data from the mission's first flyby of Jupiter's moon Ganymede show that plasma rain impacts the moon's icy surface, and strong flows of plasma are pushed between Jupiter and Ganymede due to an explosive magnetic event occurring between the two bodies' magnetic environments. Scientists think these observations could be key to unlocking the secrets of Ganymede, such as why auroras on the moon are so bright. That's what's up this week at NASA. For more on these and other stories, follow us on the web at nasa.gov/twan.